most of the reasons that they're down 20 isn't their fault, and 20 points is also a respectable enough deficit, and one that you can close strong enough that the odds of a 20-point fourth quarter comeback are low, but they're not zero. At the bare minimum, you can put up enough of a fight that you don't feel completely defeated going into game 4, but they didn't do that. Denver completely rolled over and died. They would score 13 points on 6 of 15 shooting and get 7 turnovers in this quarter. They had just 4 in the first half, and they got 12 in the second half. The entire team just went completely cold at this point, other than Nikola Jokic, and it's not even like there weren't good looks here. Like, dudes were out here missing practice shots. Michael Porter Jr. especially just got some straight up warm up, lick your finger, check the wind jumpers out there that did not go in. Aaron Gordon, who had started the game 4 for 4, finished 2 for 12 after that, and that's fucking bad. As per usual, Jokic did what he could in this game. He finished with 23 points, 13 rebounds, 13 assists, and he had a 73% true shooting percentage. Denver just didn't have his back, and I don't even think if he had 50 in this one, it would have been enough, as they lose 117 to 83. Things are looking fucking dire. Now, for the 3 questions revisited after looking at the game, how much will the inevitable shooting regression of Kawhi affect LA's offense? No, it didn't matter at all. It wasn't really that important. He did have the second worst true shooting percentage of the game for LA, besides for Bogdanovich. Sigh. I wrote down sigh, and I'm not actually going to do it. I just feel sigh. But yeah, Kawhi shot the ball poorly, and they still kicked ass. At least poorly relative. Can Denver get 3 14-plus performances from guys who aren't Jamal/Jokic? And what happens if they can't? No, you got 23 from Jamal, like I mentioned. Well, I guess he counts as Jamal, so I don't know why I wrote that down. But you got an extremely inefficient 15 from Aaron Gordon. And what happens if they can't? Well, they fucking lose by a lot of goddamn points. How bad of a loss will this be for Denver? No hope in game 4 bad, or we got them next time, it's not a big deal bad? I'm thinking no hope in game 4 bad, but I'm not all the way there. So let's get into some notes for the Denver Nuggets. Nikola Jokic probably cannot keep scoring in the low mid 20 points territory. He had 23 in this one, 26 in game 2. He's going to have to go for 30 plus a night, I think. They're going to win this one, which sucks because I think Jokic's best play is when he is a 25-point guy and he's just hyper efficient and doesn't have to shoot the ball too much, doesn't have to force any kind of offense. But we're not there. Not going to happen. And he's had to fucking carry before, and it's going to have to keep happening. Michael Porter Jr. is awful, and he needs to go. I feel like there would be a lot less scrutiny if his contract wasn't what it was, but at the end of the day, it is. And he's just like a 3, not much D, even if he's improved. Not even that much of a cutter, as he's kind of been a weak finisher. Also, am I crazy, or is Michael Porter Jr. fucking terrible at putback layups? Like, I think I've seen him miss like 5 in this series in total. It's a very weird quirk of his. He like tries to tip them in when I don't really think the angle exists. Just, hey, come down with the rebound, dude. Aaron Gordon, I think there was an overabundance of offense from him. He's just asked to create way too much. So it's kind of hard to blame him for his inefficiencies. I don't think he should be called upon to shoot the ball 15, 16 fucking times, but he is. He takes a lot of mid-range shots, and they're not good looks. They're not shots that you feel good about, but he hits them occasionally, and Denver doesn't have fucking anything else, so they have to take what they can get on occasion. But occasional buckets isn't really a winning formula. Russ got played off of the floor. I was afraid that this would happen, and it's why I wasn't like happy to like outright endorse that as like a saving grace for this team, because a lot of people were like, the depth issues for Denver is mostly quelled by Russ's presence, and as much as I like him, as good as he was this year, that was an over-exaggeration, and it did need to be seen how it would play out on the floor in the actual playoffs, and it would appear not very good. So I don't know. If this keeps happening, he'll still be on teams, but we might have to just officially move on from the what can Russ do in the playoffs thing, because the answer might just be that his jump shot is too bad and he doesn't do enough stuff to make up for that in the way that he used to before, because he's older, because he doesn't have the volume he used to. So yeah, that sucks. That's a big hit for them because they need anything they can get off of the bench. So the fact that their theoretically best bench player is only getting 9 minutes, that is a tough one. Speaking of tough, this is a very tough interior game for Denver, as they would have 14 misses in the paint while making 20 of them, which is not an awful percentage. It's not terrible by any means, but like not great for their standard. They were looking at the shot chart. There were 4 shots that were like right next to the basket, but technically not paint shots because they were not touching the paint, but 1 for 4 on those short floaters as well. So just a lot of misses around the basket. A lot of them in this game that I think would have been makes at other points. The other part of that is just that Ivica Zubac just has really good rim protection, but they're supposed to be an interior team. So if you're not going to finish there, it's not going to work in other places, because they went 7 for 26 on threes in this one. So they weren't good from anywhere. I expect them to have poor shooting nights from outside, but the way that they got killed on the interior was pretty shocking, actually. They got really sloppy with turnovers in the end. That was annoying. I don't think it really mattered because the game was already over, but the rolling down and dying shit was the big issue. Like, they completely lost their fight in the fourth. Like, the way that they closed that fourth quarter pretty much determined how I felt about them after this game. Because if they closed that quarter strong and respectable, it doesn't even necessarily need to be a quarter that you win. If you still lost the game by 20-ish points, I wouldn't be like, yeah, it's probably fucking over. But the way that they rolled over when facing this adversity, I just don't think that mentality is one that's going to breed success in the postseason. Peyton Watson and Jalen Pickett played a combined 29 minutes in this one, and they scored 2 points on 1 of 5 shooting, and they grabbed 2 rebounds. They also got 3 fouls. Wow, good contributions. This bench is fucking terrible. I don't want to be too mean to them because it's not their fault. Like, I feel that way about pretty much everybody on this roster, except for Michael a little bit. I have less sympathy for him, but like, even still, I have a little bit for him because he's paid more than he should be and he's asked to do more than he should be. So there's extra expectation on him that he's just not capable of delivering on. So all of your role players are stretched too thin. You're asking them to do too much, and they're just not built for it. And that's been the case with this team for quite a bit now. Christian Brown had 9 points on 9 shots. He didn't attempt a 3. The Clippers didn't respect him as a 3-point shooter, and he didn't even get a look at it. They just rather simply have remarkably bad spacing, because Aaron Gordon, not a 3-point threat, really. Maybe more of one, but like not a high volume one by any means. And you're especially sure that Christian Brown just isn't really a very good 3-point shooter. They are guys that defenses are going to leave wide open. Now, Gordon did a decent job, or at least he did hit those 2 3-pointers. I actually don't know if he attempted another one after that. No, he took 2 more and he missed them, but 2 for 4 is good. Actually, Christian Brown did take 1 3. But if you're going to be left open all game, and combined, they played 68 minutes between the 2 of them, and you only get up 5 3-pointers, of which you make 2 of them, well, congrats on 2 possessions, again, across 68 minutes, 69 minutes, nice, 2 possessions between the 2 of them, where they actually made the defense pay for sagging off of them. Like, they don't have real shooting, and their one real shooter, Michael Porter Jr., went 1 for 6. So if he's not going to hit threes, it's not really going to be anybody else. And Nikola Jokic keeps fucking taking these threes like he's like on some Thanos, fine, I'll do it myself shit. Like, I have to take this shot because nobody else on my team is a remotely capable 3-point shooter. Russell 1 for 5, Jamal 1 for 4, Brown missed his, 1 for 6 from Michael. Like, there's just not any fucking shooting on the team, so Jokic is like, I guess I'll do it. And every 3 he takes threes like he's mad that he's taking threes. He's good at them, but that's not the game that he wants to play. It's the game that he's forced to play. And Jokic is at his best when he's playing the game he wants to. He hasn't been playing that game in quite a while. He still dominates. He still does what he has to. But, like, I don't think he's willing to do it. Like, he's like, fuck this. Like, I'm so fucking tired of doing this. I'm not suggesting he's quitting or anything like that. I'm suggesting that he is simply worn too thin. Jamal Murray also, I think he's just lowered the bar for his performance at this point. So, like, when he scores in the low 20s, it's fine. But they, again, just like with Jokic, like, I'm not blaming you for this, but we do need more. Like, I think him and Jokic need to have 60 combined at least in game 4 if they want to possibly win that one. So the question is, do they have any hope of doing that? I mean, I don't think they're going to win the game in game 4. I really don't. And I think after you go down 3-1, it's going to be tough. I think there is a chance. There's a chance they would win game 5 in Denver, but I think it's going to go back to LA and it's going to be over from there. These are two teams with a pretty extreme home court advantage, so it wouldn't surprise me if Denver ended up swinging it back in their favor back at home, but I'm not betting that they don't go down 3-1 at the bare minimum. Now, what happens if they end up getting gentlemen swept? I think they trade basically everybody but Jokic and probably Gordon. Gordon's on a cheap enough contract. His 3-ball has improved pretty substantially, and like I said, he's been stretched too thin, so his bad play is not because he's bad. If anything, like, if you can just get him back in the same role he was in 2023 without this extra shit, he would still thrive, would still be perfect. It's just things have gotten way too complicated. But Michael Porter Jr., I'm all but certain would be gone. Jamal Murray, that's a difficult one because he's paid an amount of money that's really hard to move. I mean, Michael's amount of money is pretty hard to move, all things considered. So the problem is, like, I don't know if you can put together the actual deals here, but there's no fucking way they can sit on their hands. There's no way they can walk this roster back next year. That's an insult to Nikola Jokic. That's an insult to your fans. It's just a big-ass insult. Like, this roster cannot continue to be the way that it is, and especially to fire your head coach this late into the season, that takes some big fucking balls, and you better have a goddamn plan, because you cannot be doing shit like that and then sitting on your hands after it. I'm going to rapid fire some quick notes about the Clippers. Obviously, they're riding high, so there's not like much to knock down or anything. This was some more insane shooting from them, 18 for 39 from outside. Nicholas Batum has been really fucking good. He's 4 for 6 from outside in this one. He's shooting 9 for 17 from 3 in this series after 3 games, which is 53%.
Damn, I was going